I hate Terraria, so I'm going to 100% it. Don't ask me the exact reason why I hate Terraria. It's more just a hate of the genre. I've always disliked most 2D games, sandboxes, and open world games, which I'd say is the main part about Terraria. Not only that, but it's a wicked game. I don't like having to search most things up in order to understand them. Apart from Minecraft, which I also dislike, I don't play many games like this, but since I'm an avid completionist, I decided it was time to give Terraria a try. After figuring out how crafting worked, I decided to start building a house, but I was using background walls instead of regular walls to build first. I figured out my mistake and I finished building the house just as it was about to turn nighttime. My goal for this video was just to defeat the Slime King, but I ended up doing a lot more than that since I was just getting unlucky with the slime rain later on. I came into this game with minimal knowledge, but I did search up the one thing, which was the slime rain event, in order to know when exactly I was going to be able to do it. I was going to need 140 health, which I could get down in the mines, and 8 defense, which I could get from better gear. There was a cave close to my home, but unfortunately it was really small. There was nothing in there other than a few ores. Once I got out, it was nighttime again, but I had one more villager and I figured out how to get more mana. Unfortunately, I didn't have money to buy anything, but I would be using this later on. I went to the right side exploring and turns out the Crimson was right next to my house. This cave was also pretty underwhelming, but I did see something of interest, which was that glowing red thing there in the right. I honestly still don't know what they're called, so I started mining towards it. While mining towards it, I had my first death, which was a boulder trap. I grabbed my money and headed into the Crimson, hoping to find something good. Went into a cave, but quickly ran back out because I was scared of most of the monsters there. Once back home, I looked for things to create with my new materials. I created a yo-yo, and this would become my favorite weapon for the next few hours. I created a new floor to my house waiting for some new NPCs, and decided it was time to head out and explore again. I mined down into this little structure and found my very first chest. I was extremely lucky finding this cloud in the bottle, allowing me to double jump. This was revolutionary for me. Later at home, I created a lead anvil, but I never really used it since I never mined that many materials when I was down in the mines. The demolitionist arrived, but once again, since I didn't really have that much money and I couldn't think of any reason why I could possibly want explosives, I didn't get anything. Now, I am kind of blind, so I turned up the UI scale since I really needed it. I went out to explore some more and found those tree cave things, so I went down and explored one of them. These were once again not that good, so I just kept on going. I discovered the desert and found these strange holes, so I was going to explore these as well. The first one was a steaming pile of nothing, but I found another one and I decided to go that one as well. This turned out to be my first challenge here in Terraria since I went down and found an antlion den. Here is where I realized how broken the yo-yo was. I could kill all of the antlions that were right there next to each other really easily, which was a lifesaver as I was extremely scared of them. I then did something really stupid and died to a cactus, so I learned not to mess with those. After almost dying on the way back, I decided to keep exploring more of the den. I spent near 2 hours conquering this den, using my yo-yo to kill everything that stood in my way. I then found a crimson altar and had a little trouble figuring out how to collect it. I thought I knew to just use explosives or my hammer, but explosives didn't seem to work and I just kept taking damage with my hammer. I looked it up on the wiki and found that I had to first get some kind of endgame hammer, so I left it alone. I kept exploring more and died multiple times along the way, but I had hopes that this trip would amount to something. After over an hour of doing nothing but fighting ant lions, I decided to go into one last tiny cave, hoping to find something. This is where I found my very first life crystal, increasing my health by 20. I was now one step closer to defeating the Slime King. Once outside, I head out to explore even more and I come across the jungle. I don't explore much before teleporting back home, but I now know where the jungle is, which is very important, especially later on. I built a few more floors of my house, allowing the golfer that I found inside the den to move in, as well as a nurse. I also made myself an amethyst staff, which was pretty cool, but I wouldn't be using as much. I went out to explore some more of the Crimson and found a chest, but it had not many things of value. I then found the snow biome and decided to go into one of the caves to try and see if anything of interest was in there. While exploring the cave, I got hit by a dart trap multiple times since I couldn't see where a pressure plate was. I actually had no idea they even existed. I would leave the game here today, but I would definitely come back to this the next day. Unfortunately, I forgot to record for the first hour of this session, but I had found another life crystal, getting me to 140 health, as well as some better pants for more defense. I went out to explore a jungle cave, but I couldn't find anything and instead died like 3 different times.
Come on.
I didn't have much time to play today, so I left it here. But tomorrow was a Friday, so I knew I would be able to put in a lot more hours. I started off the day by buying the squirrel hook from the zoologist, and honestly, grappling hooks are the best tool I could have possibly asked for. That night, a blood moon started, and I was fearing for my life. The monsters aren't too hard on their own, but when they start to pile up and break down my doors, that's a whole different story. The scariest part about this? Trying not to get Colin killed. I really needed the guy to stay alive. Thankfully, everyone was fine and I survived the night having died only once. The best thing to come out of that night was the money chow, allowing me to store items whenever I wanted. I sold some items and bought a mining helmet to give me 1 more defense. With that and a shackle I also got from the blood moon, I was now at 7 out of 8 defense. My plan was to either get more gold to get armor, or find some armor in a cave. So I went back to the jungle caves to explore some more.
I got a spear. Wow.
I got extremely lucky with this chest, finding the warding climbing claws, giving me 4 more defense, and I was now able to wall jump. I kept exploring and found a shark bait, which would give me a new pet shark.
Oh.
I found 2 more life crystals right next to each other and a little structure.
No way.
I found 1 more life crystal and decided to go home because it was getting too dangerous for me. While messing around in one of the caves, I found a pink slime, so I killed it and got an achievement for it.
What?
I was doing nothing but waiting around for the slime rain event to happen, so I decided to just go down into the mines and mine into whatever I could find. I managed to find a mine shaft and struggled a little bit with the controls before getting an achievement for vehicular manslaughter. At the end of the track was one of these crimson bubbles, so I blew my way in. I blew up the bubble and got the Undertaker, which was my very first gun. I found one more bubble, blew it up, and got the Crimson Rod, which would be extremely good and I would use a lot. Slime started raining from the sky, so it was my time to go.
Like now.
I was relentlessly destroying all the slimes and even was able to kill another pink slime. The traveling merchant caught my eye and I was able to get the Gi chest plate, which would give me a lot more defense and better stats overall. Soon enough, the Slime King had appeared.
Ah, there he is. What the hell? Yo, getting damage. Oh my god. I died.
That fight ended in a total loss, but that very same night, something very interesting appeared.
I'm feeling evil. Oh, what? What? Oh, I'm taking way too much damage from these stupid slimes. 100 green slime, let's go. Okay, what the hell? Oh my god. Give me the Undertaker, give me the Undertaker. Kill it! Kill it! It's so dead. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's so dead. Wait. Oh my god. What? What?
After that massive success of killing my first ever boss in Terraria, I made some Crimtane bars and made myself a better bow as well as a new sword. This sword was amazing and I had the perfect opportunity to use it as a goblin army was about to attack.
What is that? Oh, that is like some magic goblin. Deal damage. Oh my god, that is so much damage. Oh my god. There's way too many goblins. Way too many goblins. Seriously, man. Uh-oh. I'm dead. Wow. Oh my god. Oh, this goes in a circular motion. Oh, I did it! Goblin army has been defeated.
After getting my bearings, I decided to head as far left as possible to try and find the ocean because I wanted to get to some fishing. I saved the angler and started doing some quests, but his second quest required me to go to glowing mushroom fields, which I hadn't found. While peacefully fishing, a blood moon started, but this one was a lot easier than before since I had a lot of better gear.
Potions. Oh! Wow. Cool.
I was once again just waiting for the slime rain event to happen, and I decided to go back down into the mines. I mined towards some more crimson bubbles and explored this one thinking it would just be fine, but the brain of Cthulhu spawned.
Oh shit.
After that, I realized that exploding 3 of these bubbles would spawn the brain of Cthulhu, so I only exploded 2 and went on my merry way. I got out of the marble cave and went back into the crimson, where I found a pretty huge cave in which I was going to actually fight the brain of Cthulhu. I went back home and organized my inventory, and bought myself a new pickaxe that could mine hellstone. I also got a few explosives. I went back into the cave all ready and blew up the last bubble, spawning the Brain of Cthulhu.
Let's go! Oh my god.
In my opinion, the fight was really easy, so I explored a bit more and exploded more bubbles in order to spawn the Brain of Cthulhu and fight it once again. I went back home and made myself a full set of crimson armor as well as more crimson tools. After all that excitement, I was once again doing nothing but waiting for the slime rain event to happen, so I went back down into the jungle caves. This would be my biggest expedition yet, and to start it off, I would die to a trapped chest.
Oh
I drank a bunch of different potions to help me out in the mining process, and went on to mine for over an hour. After getting max health and a full inventory of loot, I found myself at the underworld. I was down here for a long time, trying to find loot, but every single chest was locked with a key, so I couldn't open any of them. However, something really interesting was about to happen.
oh, what the fuck?
When this happened, I had no idea how, but I now know that a voodoo doll fell into the lava from when I killed the demon. I was obviously extremely underprepared for the wall of flesh, and now Colin, my guide, was gone. I was back to waiting for the slime rain event to happen, but this time I decided to start doing some achievements.
Here we go. Yes, sir.
Finally, 2 days later, the slime rain event started again.
Oh my god. Yes! Slime is falling from the sky. Uh-oh.
Since I was extremely overpowered for this fight, I won really easily.
Yes, sir! Oh my god.
The drops were underwhelming, but at least the town now had a little slime pet.
Oh.
I wasn't satisfied with how anticlimactic that fight was, so I decided to do one more boss fight, Skeletron. The fight wasn't too difficult, but it was very long, and I won in the end. Finally, I went into the dungeon to explore it just a tiny bit. I couldn't find anything of interest other than another voodoo doll, and I ended up dying to a falling spike trap. This is where I ended my 8-hour session that day, and this is where I'll end the video. If you made it all the way here, consider leaving a like and subscribing. This video took me a while to make as I'm not too good at editing, so please consider supporting me. We ended this video with a grand total of 32 out of 115, or 27% of achievements. But only one question remains. Do I still hate Terraria? Yeah.